啊，我不，这一直这可以，就看看看看的。what's the page number? Hari Selva Mantra 45. Look at the 45. It's very good, you know. Do you see 45? Om Bam Za Za Dua Sa Ma Ya Ma No Ba La Ya Ba Dra Za Dua De No Ba De Da De Do Me Ba So Do Ka Yo Me Ba Wa So Bu Ka Yo Me Ba Anurado Me Ba Wa So Wa Se De Me Bra Sarva Karma Sudha Me Te Dan Shriya Guru Bhagavana Sarva Dada Gata Bhadra Mame Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Bhadra Sattva Samaya Mano Balaya Bhadra Sattva Deno Bhade Gade Domeba Soto Kaya Meba Supu Kaya Meba Anurado Meba Nawase De Mebran Sarva Karma Sudha Mezedan Shriya Guru Bhagavana Sarva Dada Gata Bhadrama Memu Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Bhadra Sattva Samaya Mano Balaya Bhadra Sattva Denom Deshda Dedro Me Bhava Soto Kayo Me Bhava Sopo Kayo Me Bhava Anurado Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Praya Sarva Karma Sudha Me Zedam Shriya Guru Bhagavan Sarva Danda Gata Bedra Mame Munda Banzemba Masamaya Sadho. Page 3. Tanje Chudai Zoje Chonala Janju Barato Dani Jasu Chin Tage Jesu Jebe Sonam Jem Rola Benjre Sanje Endubrajum Sanje Chedai Doje Echonala Chanju Barato Dane Ejapsoche Tage Jeso Jibene Tonange Dola Benje Sange Dobro. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other good visions, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings, limitless in space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they be separated from the happiness that's free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment, aversion. May all Mother Session beings, limitless as the space, have happiness and causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and causes of suffering. May they be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all Mother Session beings, limitless as the space, have happiness and causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that's free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment, aversion. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, requesting, praying, I dedicate it for complete awakening of all sentient beings. Thank you. Okay. Now first, please take a deep breath. Inhale fully. And exhale. Once more, please inhale fully. And exhale. Once more, please inhale fully. And exhale. Now just be here, this moment. This past, is not here now. Future is not here now. It's yet to come. And this very moment is so transitory nature, just escaping every moment, every second. Doesn't stay in 1 second. Such a very momentary nature. This morning we were here. It's not just like a dream. It just left a memory. Whether we felt good or not good, or just gone. See, so we have to know how to live our life, moment to moment, reflect on this. So there's nothing to attach of the past. It's gone. There's nothing to attach to the future because it's not here. And future is always uncertain. We never know. So live just this moment, which is transitory nature. There's nothing to hold on. Just relax yourself. When your mind is free from the grasping, then that mind is peace. It's a peaceful mind. And we should be in that way, because that's how it is. In the world, everybody you can see grasping, fixated. So that's the reality nature. We're not creating it, but it's how that everything functions. It functions in that way, in that nature. So our mind should be according to that nature itself. that is called as it is. It is uncontrived, unfabricated. When we make things real, it's fabricated, it's contrived. No? The uncontrived doesn't come true because it's the contrived doesn't come true because contrived is fake, it's not real. We just relax the mind in that nature. So from this point of view, we cultivate the mind to realize that I will study, practice Dharma for the benefit of all sentient beings. Every sentient being in the world, they're suffering without realizing this. That's called we are bewildered into confusion. We are confused in this darkness of the delusion, ignorance. Oh. Oh, and then this morning I was reading from this. So I'll read a little bit. Of course, we may not have complete time to read all, but I'll read here and there and go through. We'll discuss, as this morning I mentioned there are five-fold path. First is bodhicitta. Second is Yidam Dedi. And the third is Guru Yoga. The fourth is Mahamudra. And the fifth one is dedication. So this is the five-fold path. It's the extraction brought together the complete Buddha's teaching into one set so that one individual can attain enlightenment in even one single lifetime. So precious. You know, those you who have studied Vajrayana teachings from different teachers, every teacher will put emphasis on bodhicitta practice. So important. And then also, as a Vajrayana practitioner, every teacher will put emphasis on the Deity Yoga practice, like Chenresig, White Tara, Green Tara, so forth. So many Deity Yoga practice. And then there's emphasis of Guru Yoga as well. And then there are teachings about the Mahamudra, Dzogchen, all those, And at the end, we do dedication, But there's no all put together. Nothing is put together, just the teach separately, But here, all of this put into together, into one single path. First, before study bodhicitta, as briefly I mentioned, reflect on the reflection of the foundation of the impermanence, suffering of the samsara, and the cause, the karma karma cause. That's called karma cause. Is unfailing causality of the karma cause. It's called inexorable causation of the karma. Then precious human life. So all this is called common. All the Buddhist, Theravada Buddhist, Mahayana Buddhist, Vajrayana Buddhist, always said this called common to all the Buddhists. That gives us reason why we have to free from samsara. Okay. Cultivate the mind to achieve complete enlightenment, Buddhahood, to free from samsara. Right. You can see history in the world except the Buddha. No one has the ability, wisdom, could teach this. No. I'm not comparing. Okay. I'm not saying this is good or bad, but just as a history, you have to understand that. Only Buddha taught how to obliterate mental delusions. There was brilliant scientists, historians, politicians, business people, who has great technologies. They took the technicians and all this. Sometimes we call spiritual. It's not just a spiritual or non-spiritual. It's the common sense. A common sense how to free from all the suffering. So that's how you appreciate how Buddha came to know all about this, and talked. That's why I see now Buddha's teaching, as I mentioned, he talked that in northern Himalaya area, then the teaching went in the west, Kashmir, then to Pakistan, then to Afghanistan, and all the way, because those individuals who got such a great wisdom, they made effort, they sacrifice coming to India, study all this and brought to that area. And then to east, you see Myanmar, Burma, Thailand, Cambodia, especially Indonesia, became such a powerful Buddhist country because Atisha went from India to Indonesia. He sailed on the ocean for 13 months to bring back the Bodhicitta teaching. So then to Malaysia, all the way, Then from Himalayas went to China, and then Tibet to Mongolia, all the Himalaya you see. All individuals met such a great hardship coming to India, receiving those teachings. When you read the life story of Marba, you look at the Marba, it's the translation, his life story. So look, that's the how, like Marba brought all those special Vajrayana teachings, complete. Then all the rest. And he talked to Milarepa, and then Milarepa attained enlightenment in one single lifetime, And that's why the Buddha's teaching becomes so powerful, becomes just so fresh. It's not just intellectualizing, investigation. It's just not that. Talked. such a great teacher who was enlightened, and from that enlightenment state, he taught the teaching his disciples directly, and that the students they practice freshly and achieve the result. The how teaching becomes so fresh. Nowadays, with just a lot of investigation here, there, here, not so much fresh now. Because it's just talk. And it's not so much sit and practice. So we need this. This just put him. Then after that, you see, they call first call common, importance of how to start these 4 points, including the precious human life. The next called uncommon 4 practices, refuge, and Vajrasattva, Mandala, Guru Yoga. There's the steps, practices there. So here you have such a good teacher, to Rinpoche. So he can teach you all this step by step, I'm sure many of you are studying as well. So continue fresh. Those are very important at the beginning, We try to escape, Sometimes we try to negotiate. Do you negotiate? If I practice this much, it's okay, When you come to the purification of mind, there's nothing to negotiate, You have to purify the mind, So you say, if I purify this much, it's okay. Can I achieve enlightenment? Yeah, you take the full responsibility. So this all step by step, The next called, the third is called special. The practices that's which I mentioned, loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta. That's all you see. So these all are so important. Because from this, you see, you have to realize everything is just a manifestation. Reflection of the mind. You see, everything is just a reflection of the mind. It's not so easy to understand that. How you can say this is a reflection of my mind? It's real there. How you can say this is my reflection of mind? It's not real. I cannot touch? No. So the first, that's why we need some analysis, you see, investigate. Yes, it's a reflection of mind, because it's not come from outside. Somebody created this, made this up, and all these things come about, you see. So it's a result of the mind, or the product of the mind. So this here, our meeting here, somebody designed, and then somebody came, built it. So it's the product of the mind. This all, I think, directly or indirectly, is reflection of the mind. Okay. It is difficult to comprehend. How do you can say this is a reflection of mind? It's real, I can touch. If I hit, it gives me pain, because we are not got used to this. We haven't studied enough. We have not studied practice. We haven't practiced enough. If I say Milareva's life story, I'm sure you have read. His disciple, Rechungpa, and he went, they made a journey. And then there was a yak horn. It's like a buffalo's horn, you know. And in such a bare land, suddenly hailstorm, you know, just fall from the sky. And then Rechungba he has nowhere to go. He put his cloth on his head, still the hail was beating on him. He was desperate to escape. And Milaraba was inside the yak horn, you know. He said, oh, here's a nice place to escape. You know, you come here. And Rechungba looked at the yak horn was not bigger. Milaraba was not smaller, but just very, was sitting there, very with spacious, you know, moving, you know. You come in. So Rejungpa thought, maybe I can get in because I'm desperate. He tried to go. Even his hand doesn't go in the horn. Because when not fully achieved that realization, oh, a reflection of the mind. First of all, our body is a reflection of the mind, our karma. Because of our karma, we have this body. Then how you perceive, look at it. As mentioned, when you practice loving kindness, compassion in your mind, your body feels so relaxed. It's a healing. It heals your body and mind. When your mind is totally in the state of paranoid, anger, resentment, hatred, and then you feel your body so cramped, and then your aches, pain comes from here, there. Even you cannot enjoy your food. So you see how the mind makes your body just, look at this, you see. And when your mind is paranoid, you think, you feel everybody is just, making problem with you. You say, why you're looking at me? Why you're doing this, that, See, and where others, when you have love and compassion, may I be useful for others, how I can help others, may they be free from suffering, may they have all the peace and happiness. You see, there's no fear. Look at this thing first, From this you can understand how the mind makes the world. How it's not something spiritual. It's the causality I'm talking about. Some people say, oh, this is a spiritual thing, So I'm not a spiritual, you say, no. It's not just being a spiritual, not spiritual. It's the reaction of your cause, what you are creating. So from the practice of loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, it changes whole your world. That's as mentioned, first Siddhartha went through all this training. And finally, when he was fully awakened, he achieved that, he realized that. So then he said, I'm free from all the suffering. No. Now I achieved the state, non-returning. See, not return back to the samsara. Because revealed your inner mind, your Buddha nature. In other words, all this causes the suffering. The delusions are totally uprooted, purified. So from there, with this compassion, then just pervaded to all sentient beings. How sentient beings are suffering so much, how they're desperate, but they don't know how to do that. Well, they're working hard to free from suffering, and they're creating, again, cause of suffering out of delusion. So like that, that's how Buddha's teaching says, mention step by step like this. There you see everything's illusory nature. No, everything's like the bubble of the water, like a rainbow in the air. All the sounds are like an echo, you see. You go to the mountain, Rocky Mountain there, you shout, and it will shout back. And you just shout, you are crazy, and the echo will say, you are crazy, And you say, oh, you are so beautiful. The echo will back to you, so you are beautiful. And it all sounds like an echo. Then if somebody criticizes you, you just reflect as an echo. It will not affect you. Oh, it's an echo. Then our egos, well, we just have this, our strong ego, holding, very sensitive, very fragile, You see, it's just illusion. And there you can relax, you see, you will achieve peace. So these are first very important too. That's the Dharma practice, you see. Before we realize the deity yogas, all these things, powerful deity, Kama, Rabri, Marmeta, Kuma, Sipa, Chubrut, Milam, Lota, Tindavu, Dujechinum, Dedardas, you see. Like the star at night, star shooting, Everything's impermanent like that. It's like a battle just, flashing. It's illusory nature. It's like everything's a magic show. Magician's show, Those are examples. From that you can learn how everything's like magic show. It takes time. Magic show, everybody knows it's a magician's show. It's not real, But then while they're keeping there, we see this is real, That's called duality. We live in the duality, And you see, because of duality, we're just making the balance and difficult to make the balance, and in between with suffering, This all just we have to meditate on. So there's in that regarding to these things, so there was just an example it's just an example in the past. There's one woman like to have a child. I want to have a child. Because of that happened at one day, she dreamed. In the dream, she gave a birth of child. And she was so happy in the dream, Oh, now I have child. Oh, So wonderful. Then after some time, in the same dream, the child died. And then she felt so sad, crying, When she wake up, even her pillow is wet, cry, But then it's a dream. I get about the child and then died. Actually, there's no birth of child. There's no death of this because there's no birth. That's how it can be die. Everything's like a dream. So she realized whole agony, the suffering that she was going through is totally just gone. Everything's like a dream. See, we want to have something, not this. Sometimes successful we get it, sometimes we don't. But at the end, all disappeared. Gone. So look at these things. Everything's like a dream. Everything's like a magician's show. The magician, they trick a lot of things, When you see it's real. But then, due to some causes condition, they make the trick and then disappear. And you say, oh, there's a magician's trick. It's not real. And we think this is real. But when this is gone, it's not real. One time this, in Alabama, the area, there are a lot of tornadoes, And the one, I saw in the news, her house was destroyed by the tornado. She said, I worked so hard for many years to build this house. Now it's gone. See? So, but for us, it's very real. And there's real suffering so much. If you have understanding of this kind of illusory nature, of course you do. You should take care of all this. But you look at it's like a dream. I built this, I worked so hard, but in one moment, in a few seconds, it's destroyed. Now, such a thing, instead of suffering so much, so now how I can rebuild this, try to put together, So like this, meditate on these things. This example, look at this. Just meditate, reflect on, everything so momentary nature, transitory nature. Take care of the mind. Protect your mind. We don't protect our mind, We try to protect our body so much. But not the mind, But your mind is more important to protect than the body. So I'll read from here, from La. Now you see, the practice of five-fold path, the essence of Tantra. Do you see that? The first, after I read this, introduction, after the introduction, then in that you say paying homage and taking refuge. Okay. Ah. With the devotion, I pay homage and take refuge with the body, speech, and mind in the body, speech, and mind of precious, unparalleled Lord Parallel Jukung. That's one of his disciples. This writer is called uh, Shakya Bhikkhu Shila Ratna. His name is Shila Ratna. Shakya is Buddha Shakyamuni. Bhikkhu is monk. Is the monk of Buddha Shakyamuni, the disciple of Dikta Sunggun. His personal name is Shila Ratna. So he's taking refuge to his root guru, then on Dikungpa, Lord Dikta Sunggun, who is now, I should say, embodiment of the non-dual wisdom awareness of the body, speech, and mind of Buddhas of the three times, past, present, future. So Lord Dikta Sunggun is the embodiment of all the Buddhas. Unraveled in the three worlds, he enjoys fame like the sun and moon, pervading the 10 directions. He is a leader, liberating all sentient beings from the ocean of samsara's suffering, where the activities of his body, speech, minds are inconceivable and unceasing. So all sentient beings, yeah. I translated quite a bit of life story of Jigten Sunggun. Maybe our center may have the copy. It's called a book, not so big, small book, called Calling the Lama from Afar. In there, many of his life stories are put together, So if you chance, you can read. Otherwise, I'm sure there's a lot of copies that the Vacher Pub has all packed in the box. Not sealed. Nothing is open there. Okay. So need to bring those, for many years. In there mentioned it, but anyway, one of his disciples, Chang Ashraf Jungne, wrote his Jigten Sunggun's life story. Jigten Sunggun was a teacher. Who can relate by every sentient beings. Before that, I said this. One time, he was walking on the road, in the field, with some of his disciples. And then, in the midst of that, a few vultures flew over in the sky. And Jigten spoke, looking at the vulture. And one vulture directly landed on the ground. It's just meditating. So he can communicate with the vulture. Have you heard Milarepa? He communicated with the dog, the deer. So that became such a very important thing. The word of mouth went everywhere. The guru who can give the instruction to the vulture how to meditate. So from all over country, just went to see him. Let's go to see that Lama, Guru, who can communicate with the vulture. So there's some are so well established, great masters, highly established masters. Some are so stupid, know nothing, and just see Jigten Sunggun. So I just come to see here, to see you. I know nothing. And then Jesus will understand that person's ability and gives instruction. So you do this practice, simple, very simple, And from there, then that practitioner grows, established, higher and higher. Somehow, as mentioned, highly qualified great teachers, how Jigten can gather hundreds and thousands of disciples. This is unusual. Maybe he was deluding people. Maybe he was a cult member, So some very talented, they come to, what do you call, to debate, I should say, to him, And then Jesus is welcome. And he has a skill to communicate those individuals. That's how Jesus she said, gathered hundreds of thousands of disciples, Okay, that. So I take refuge in him, pay homage. Then next overview. Although one is now the practitioner, there are so many different types of practitioners. Now here is describing different individuals, those who, how much they can practice. So here, although one is frightened by seeing and hearing of impermanence and suffering of all outer phenomena and inner sentient beings, one busily exhausted body and mind through attachment and aversion to this life, which causes nothing but a descent into the lower realms, though for aeons are tried to delight and appease one's relative, friends, and servant, one never succeed in fully satisfying them, though one maintain a household and spend one's whole life amassing all necessary possessions. These one no bring one no benefit at the time of death. Though one may be skilled in this life, activities and project, the result is not but self-deception. Though one arrogantly thinks one knows it all, possessing an elegant turn of the praise, one has not freed oneself from attachment and aversion, no matter that one desires to be learned and saintly. This grasping, propelled by the mara of the afflicting emotions, becomes the support of just those emotions. Though one exert oneself in virtue of body and speech and train in pure living, these cause clinging to this life because one misses the point of the definitive lineage instruction. Just as churning the skim milk yield no butter, so no substance result from relying on elegant but empty phrases. So these are different individuals. No? So we just reflect, Don't take personally. This all just there are different types of individuals. Okay, look at this. Great meditators fear death and exert themselves for the next life, releasing the activities of this world. Yet their virtuous activities are held back by minor concerns, some small things. Though one meditate in solitude, if one is not pierced by the devotion, confidence, one will not be able to give rise to confidence in the meaning of the essence. Even if one believes one is experiencing good samadhi, if it is not a support for all conditions, one then lacks understanding of the interdependence, such that not all experiencing will rise as a virtue. If one cannot naturally sustain self-arising wisdom, it is easy to be deceived by exhaustion of mental activities. Without the blessing of the lineage and experiential realization, all the writing in many texts will become but excessive baggage, devoid of the fruit of liberation and omniscience. So these are the missing something to achieve the ultimate meaning. The fivefold path encompasses the unceasing experience, means from Buddha up until now. Unceasing experience and realizations manifest from the exalted Vajradhara until now. These being the highway leading to the path of the Buddhas of the three times. It all comprises the intention and tradition of all the Gurus, the essence of the precious three Pitaka, and the extract of the four tantras. Thus, even should the sky fall and the ground cracks apart, even should rocks fall from the right side and trees splendor from the left, it is crucial to practice this fivefold path without following idle chatter such as some said this, other did this. If one can understand the practice of the fivefold path and rest in the dharmata. Dharmata means your mind as it is, uncontrived mind. All faults will be transformed into good qualities. All obstacles into attainment. And one will achieve in one lifetime inseparability from the body, speech, and mind of the great Vajradhara. This means everything transformed into positive. Like just to say, when you see a big fire now blazing forest, you see, now if you throw water, everything becomes like a fuel to burn all. If the fire is very small, few drops of water, the fire is killed, But this is when you have that kind of ability, mental ability to transform all the mental negativities, like when you have such like mentally such great anger, and that anger you just reflect by your wisdom and waste this anger. The anger exists nowhere. So instead of the anger affects you, you just your wisdom totally realize the way the anger is not exist anywhere. You may have such a strong desire, attachment in the mind. When you have such a great wisdom, that desire, attachment, you see, exists nowhere. It's nothing but only wisdom. So you need to see here, need that kind of ability to practice that. Then everything becomes what's called wisdom, enlightened nature. The samsara is nothing but only enlightened nature. First, there appear not so much as a hair stiff of concern for the goal and achievements of this life. One will proceed to a solitary place such as cemetery, forest, sheltering tree, or empty cave, and so forth, where one's positive and negative habits will inevitably surface, come out, and transform. One should practice unifying whatever conditions of happiness and suffering rise in the body, speech, mind into the state of non-duality. So neither attachment nor, how to say, positive, free from all this dualistic mind. Okay. In the Samvara Tantra said, one should abide with the mind, one pointed mind in the experience of the yoga. Here's yoga. You know yoga? What is yoga? It's very popular, Nowadays, everybody goes for yoga exercise, isn't it? What's that? Yoga in Tibetan, it's called yoga means neljur. Yoga is a Sanskrit word. Sanskrit word in Tibetan is called neljur. Okay. Yoga, neljur. Nel means uncontrived, fresh as it is. That basic its nature is. And then through that understand that, and through the meditation practice, our mind unite. Our mind, this ordinary mind unite to your pure nature. It's a method how to unite your mind to your pristine nature of the mind, called yoga, okay? Not just this exercise nowadays, yoga studio. See, experience of yoga in an absolute, you see, it's a solitary place like this. Okay, such as the body should be in such a place, the body should not be indolent, laying down, leaning back extra. So just relax your body, such, not leaning back in here, there, so I have pain here, there. Just make your mind, body very, it's called, 7-point, the 7-point body posture, or 5-point, same thing, And then the exalted one said, the body with the 5 branches of meditation, should be seated in a faultless Vajra posture, free from all extremes. Thus, contemplate, I will not remain long in this world, means I will not stay too long in the samsara. If you stay 100 years, not too long, We think 100 years very long, Actually, it's nothing, So I will not remain in the samsara too long. Okay, how's that, you see? Means contemplate impermanence. And will soon die. It doesn't mean threatening you. I will die, you will die, It's okay. Just reflect about the nature itself, okay? Sometimes people think you will die means like threatening, scaring you. That's not the point, really, just how to bring the benefit. We have such a potential, and how to bring that best, out of that. See, all these life's activities and prosperity are like a bubble in the water to become famous. Like that. How much you can achieve there when you become famous? Well known, like that. Bubble, impermanent and pointless. All sentient beings equal to the space have been my mothers, you see, from beginningless time. See, how I can repay all the sentient beings, their kindness. This you reflect. Like today, we got a nice lunch. It's just brought by many kind people, generous people. All the effort first started from the farmer. The farmer was farming on the ground, and they worked hard. They worry so much how the weather will be, can the crops will grow well or not, and they work hard. Then they put together, then the agent brought to the supermarket, and then from supermarket, our generous people bought that and cooked. Oh, how much effort put in that. Look at that. It's out of, there to help others. We got that food. We're enjoying. It's not free. It costs, what? Some other sentient beings. Just look at this all in the world. The big corporate people, they think they are the successful. Without people, how they can become successful? The people come there, bought their product, and they become rich, Otherwise, you go to the desolate desert, and you just sit there, say how you become successful, become famous. Cannot, So this is how where we practice loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, you see. Sometimes we think it's out of touch somewhere, And you have to, very relevant, have to look at in our daily life, how the people are working hard and how we are surviving. Look at these things. Then that's called, in basic, it's called Vinaya. Vinaya means, what does you mean, Vinaya? You know the word meaning? In Sanskrit, it's Vinaya. What does that mean? Huh? Cold?
It's the rules for the ordained.
No, that's a very partial. Yeah. Very, very partial, Vinaya means dulva. Dul means tame your mind. Okay. When your tame mind means all our arrogance, attachment, aversion, when these are purified, then your mind is tamed. So this has to be done by everybody, those who desire for peace and happiness. Not just ordained. Of course, ordained are volunteer to do that. Sometimes they don't do that accordingly. They wear the robes and then they're bossing around. So I'm ordained, develop more ego. Otherwise, Milarepa was the most successful practitioner of the Vinaya. He was not ordained. Okay, that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. State of non-duality. So somewhere, this is, I think I've read this one. The body postures, free from all extremes. Contemplate, now here, yes. All these life activities and prosperity are like bubbles, impermanent and pointless. All sentient beings equal to the space have been my mothers from beginningless time. By the power of the confusion of clinging to a non-existent self. See, our self is not exist. Where's your self is exist? Just contemplate where. You say, this is mine, this is me. Where's that I? If somebody calls you, your name, say Tashi. Say somebody here, Tashi. Where's Tashi? So I'm here, Where's Tashi? So I'm here. Where, Say I'm here. Now where? You investigate more. Your head is Tashi, or your chest is Tashi, your skin is Tashi, your hands are Tashi. Where? You're confused, So this kind non-existent. Okay. There's something does not exist. They were holding so firmly. That's called confusion. Okay, we're confused. Okay. That's called we are deluded. And this is not just this, only this life, through many lifetime, We keep creating. So that's why I say, how much I cherish myself. There's no one day I'll be so happy. Because it not exist. Make sense? We have to discuss that. If you have any kind of mixed feeling, let me know. We can discuss, It's good to discuss. That's why we're here, Dharma study, If you feel, I don't feel so good about this, So then why, Anybody else anything? To say anything? Or you all agree? Now, what should I do? Okay. Non-existent self and accumulating the karma of attachment, aversion, and ignorance. These mothers, now look at all the sentient beings of the mothers are suffering so much. They are so deluded. This doesn't mean we're looking down on them, okay? We don't know. This doesn't mean we're looking down on them, but out of compassion, out of love, look at those so deluded. And here I'm studying the Dharma, the wisdom of the Buddha. I have the responsibility to help them. But first, in the first place, myself is not strong enough. So I have to make effort to purify my own limitations. Then I can help others. This is very important. Because sometimes before we're ready, we jump in, So, I want to do that, I want to do that. I met some people like that. After some time, of course, it was not easy. We are not demolished our mountain of the ego, And it's so arrogant. It hurt so much. So then I give up. I cannot do. So first we have to take care of ourselves. We transform that ego from ignorance to the wisdom. Okay. First, we say we have the ego. I. Then instead of that, I will practice love and compassion to all. I will practice bodhicitta for all sentient beings. So to transform that, that ego to the wisdom to help how to benefit others. Practice that. Meditate on that, you see. It's called transformation. Yeah. It's like this morning we went through, when our mind is totally occupied by our ignorance, attachment, aversion. So we are the victim of this three portion, and we're suffering so much for no purpose. We have no wisdom. When these are taken out, replacing by practice of loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, you see, then first estimation how much we can benefit ourselves, how much we feel so peace. Nothing bothers you so much. To start from there, So that's what these mothers wander in the ocean of samsara, experiencing inconceivable suffering in the six realms, you see. The six realms is a product of our mental affliction. Without, these sentient beings, without refuge or protection to rely upon, to have happiness and be free from suffering, and simply to achieve unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment. Say, I will generally perform virtuous deed with body, speech, mind until I achieve enlightenment, should say. Okay. I will perform virtuous deed with body, speech, mind until I die. So this is a little bit need to change this. First, until I achieve enlightenment. The next, until I die. I will perform virtuous deed with the speech and mind, speech and mind until this time tomorrow, this 24 hours. No. See, first you extend our practice, this bodhicitta, okay, until I achieve Buddhahood. That's our goal, final goal. Then until I die means this, since I have the precious human life, I practice this bodhicitta. And then until this time, tomorrow, 24 hours. Practice that, you see. Reminding, you know. One should wear the armor of cultivation, such a mind. So we should wear this armor, wear this ornament. Bodhicitta is the best ornament that you can imbue in your mind. If such precious bodhicitta, the mind of enlightenment, is not brought forth as a preparation, whatever dharma one practices will not bring about perfect Buddhahood. So bodhicitta is the indispensable path, okay? Indispensable path for enlightenment, the root cause. Without bodhicitta, if you practice highest yoga, tantra practice will not cause you to achieve enlightenment. If you practice highest yoga, to highest view, Mahamudra, all this will not allow you to become Buddha. So first you have to, bring, your mind into the bodhicitta. Yeah. Your whole mind itself is nothing but bodhicitta. That's the transformation of the mind. Because our ultimate bodhicitta mind is self-is bodhicitta. So we just need relative bodhicitta to see that the mind as a bodhicitta mind. See, that's the highway. Bodhicitta is the highway towards enlightenment. That everybody can practice this. So regarding to this, if you read the Bodhicitta Avatara by Shantideva, I'm sure many of you have read. Anybody who have read that book? You read? You must, if you have read, read again. If not read, read, okay? And then this jewel ornament of liberation, as mentioned, this book is written by Kambupa. You know the Kambupa? The disciple of Milarepa, Kambupa. He was not just an ordinary person. No. He was born at the time of Buddha as a Bodhisattva. When Buddha was in, Rajgir? Have you heard of Rajgir? Anybody? Vajra Peak? You read Heart Sutra? Heart Sutra, isn't it? Where Buddha taught the Heart Sutra. Vajra Peak, isn't it? In the Vajra Peak, all the monks and bodhisattvas gathered together. There's a story there, So just below Vajra Peak and the vulture peak there. Down below, there's Rajgir. It's a kingdom. During the time of Buddha, then there's called Bodhisattva called Chandra Prabhava Kumara, a Bodhisattva name. He requested Buddha to give the teachings on the Samadhi Raja Sutra. Have you heard of Samadhi Raja Sutra? Maybe not. is a very important Mahayana Sutra. I don't know how many, there are quite few volumes of that. Buddha talked for days. The thousands of audience, there are many great bodhisattvas, they are gathered at that time. After completing the teaching, Buddha asked audience, now in the future, who will take the responsibility to promote this teaching? Nobody could come up say, I will do. So finally, that bodhisattva, Chandra Prabhava Kumara, he stood up, said, I will promote this sutra in the future for the benefit of all sentient beings. So that bodhisattva was Kambupa. When Kambu was in Tibet, at the Dalakambu monastery, then one time there's all his disciples there, and he said, at the time of Buddha, I took the responsibility to promote that sutra. So he said, this is the one, not time. You disciples should help me to promote this teaching to other sentient beings. So Kambupa precisely, clearly, he remembers. So he wrote this jewel ornament of liberation. He was, as you know, he's the disciple of Milarepa who attained Buddhahood in his single life. So it bears such great blessing, It's not wrote by some intellectual, some scholars, things put together, He wrote for the practitioners, step by step, right from the beginning to the Buddhahood. There are total 6 chapters. Unit teaching Nimbu, the first series, he explains about the Buddha nature. The principle, the primary cause is the Buddha nature. And the condition, the basis is the precious human life. And the primary cause is the spiritual master. The method is instruction of the spiritual master. And the result is Buddhahood. So first he explained this 6 chapters. Then from the method of the spiritual masters, all the teachings, then from there he explains all details. What you can expect from the spiritual master. First, he explained the quality of the spiritual masters. It's not just someone has a title, but what really this individual need the quality, ability to share for others the wisdom of the Buddha. Then from that spiritual master who is fully qualified, then see what kind of instructions that you can expect from that spiritual master. See, explains all the details. So total, there's 21 chapters in that book. It's a complete. So you should study that. And there's some classes going on. And here, Khenpo Malam, he's teaching in Rochester, so you can connect if you're interested and connect his, what you call, the study. Okay? All that. As experiencing inconceivable suffering in the six realms without refuge or protection to rely upon, to have happiness and free from suffering, and simply to achieve unsurpassed, perfect, complete enlightenment. I read all this, okay. Now I don't have to read because maybe we cannot finish, Now next is the practice of compassion and bodhicitta. First, when the precious bodhicitta, the mind of enlightenment, arises, the activities of body, speech, and mind will, like base mental transformation into goal, follow in that direction. In the Bodhisattva Avatara, Shantideva said, like the supreme alchemy that transforms gold, with this unclean body, human body, transformed into priceless jewel, one should firmly hold this bodhicitta. This is, you see, when you see there are some great masters who are highly accomplished bodhicitta practices, you ask, can you give me some blessings? You see, why? When that individual touches you on your head, so you say, I got blessing. Why? It's so precious. Because of bodhicitta, they practice that. That brings the blessing. Otherwise, my hand and your hand, what's the difference? It's just human flesh hand, See, if His Holiness Dalai Lama touches your head, so why it is so? Because bodhicitta. You see, you understand the point? See, if you practice bodhicitta, you are transformed. Or this ordinary body transformed into bodhisattva's body. What makes bodhisattva? Because of bodhicitta. When you are bodhicitta, you become bodhisattva. It's not a title. Okay? It's not something writing on the paper say you are bodhisattva. If you don't have bodhicitta, how you become bodhisattva? No need title, If you practice bodhicitta, you become bodhisattva. So bear it in the mind. You say, everybody can become bodhisattva. Even I, insignificant person, if I practice bodhicitta, I can become bodhisattva. Because Buddha's teaching is given to everybody. There's no prejudice. There's no races. Everybody has the same opportunity. So I'm so fortunate I can practice bodhicitta. Okay? Develop your own courage. We need courage, okay? So these are how important practice we should follow, Thus, one should hear words not just at the relative level, but should nurture a strong feeling of sadness from the depth of one's mind and heart. One may claim to be bodhisattva and speak of benefiting others when certain unfavorable conditions are not presented. When everything goes well, I'm bodhisattva. You know? When then some unfavorable condition you meet, so then you are showing your all bad habit, you know, and you are no longer bodhisattva, you know. But if one is killed, you see, killed, knifed, robbed, or otherwise harmed, or even experience small things like harsh words or humiliating, in brief, whatever unpleasant conditions are encountered, one's mind stream is disturbed by hatred, and one may resort to killing others or backstabbing them, um, holding only one's own wish dear. When this happens, one is a bodhisattva in name only. So you should understand what's only name bodhisattva. So you say somebody, you got an estimation, you got a good certificates. He or she took a bodhisattva's vow from me and said, there you say, I'm bodhisattva. Look at here, my certificate, you know. But when you counter these things, no matter how big certificate you have, it's failed. So therefore he said, may all sentient beings, limitless space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstacles which harm me, and the misleading mandala of Maras, those who obstruct the path of liberation and omniscience, and whoever create displeasure in the mind, have happiness and be separated from suffering. Swiftly will I achieve enlightenment, perfect, unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment. Practice that. See, no matter what kind of circumstances I face, I will face that, go through that, transform that. And my mind is totally under the bodhicitta. Nobody can disturb me. No. So practice this. Then without certificate, you are real bodhisattva. Okay. That you see. 다치대. 다 가만 10주도 20도가 가야만 또 러시르와. So this is first very important. Okay. You know, Milarepa, when he was meditating in the cave, got nothing. You know, everybody just looking down at him. You know, some hunters went in the mountain to hunt, and they encountered Milarepa. They met, and then they told in the town, in the village, we met such cow in the mountain who has nothing, you know, like this. And his sister heard about that. And his sister, having met Minerva for many years, she was thinking my brother should be a better place, you know. But when she heard that, so then she went to see him, and she herself was begging, you know, beggar. And then she complained about everything, our life. She said, we are the worst people in the world that exist. I haven't seen anybody like this. No. we are the lowest of all the lowest, you know. And Milarepa said, he said, oh, no, he just tried to comfort her, you know. No, I know we are so difficult, you know. I have nothing to give to you. You have nothing to offer me. We are so difficult, but I'm here, you know, to repay the kindness of the mother sentient beings. I'm in the mountain, you know. So then he was saying, yes, when you see my place, and if somebody sees my place, their heart will be breaking, you know, would break. And then he said, if somebody sees my food, it's disgusting, worse than dog food, you know. He said, I know. If even my enemy, they come to see me, their tears will build in their eyes, you know. And when your sister see me, it's just disgusting. It is just what's called, you know, it's just, you know, cannot bear, you know. But he said, if Buddha sees my mind, Buddha would be delighted. You see, he has that confidence, you see. He has a Buddha, bodhicitta, you know. He said, Buddha will be delighted. So we need that kind of, you know, determination, courage. Then it will make a difference in our life and can help others. Okay? We need these things nowadays, really, you know. Take it seriously in your mind, okay? So we must practice bodhicitta. As mentioned, it's not a Buddhism, okay? It's the causality. We're talking about the causality. Don't expect so much magic power that plays the magic, that power, there's a magical power, you know. These all are impermanent. They come and go. I'm not saying they not exist. They come and go. But the real magic is the bodhicitta. Buddha came on this planet because of bodhicitta, to transfer to the sentient beings. Still, Buddha's teachings exist because of Buddha's message of the love and compassion. No. Now, basically, in the world, of course, we Buddhists, we are not Buddha, you know. We say we are Buddhists, but we are not Buddha. But we are practicing Buddha's teaching. So everybody in the world, they know Buddhist is peaceful. They don't worry about Buddhists, you know. Not violent, peaceful, you know. Even like when I go with robes everywhere, nobody bothers me, you know. So I think so, this Buddha's blessing, you know. Not only there's somebody, there's some people respect. So we're so fortunate, you know. Buddha said, if you cannot help, don't harm anybody. There's only two words, you know. If you cannot help, don't harm others. See, so precious. Look at all this message. Simple, but all people in the world appreciate. Doesn't matter who they are, what culture they belong to, what language they speak, what races they are. Doesn't matter. No. It's a universal message. So we meditate on this. Okay. So one must train in such a mind, giving away one's body and for one's all wealth and virtue without expectation. Meditate persistently on aspiration and action bodhicitta. So this bodhicitta for our practice, there's two: aspiration bodhicitta and action bodhicitta. Aspiration Buddha is your desire to achieve enlightenment, Buddhahood, enlightenment. Action Bodhicitta is now to put practice on that, how to achieve Buddhahood, practicing the 6 paramitas, practice of generosity, moral ethics, perseverance, or forbearance, and then patience, then perseverance, and then samadhi, calm abiding state, and a special insight. So these are 6 are the principal kind of factor to develop, build the strength of the action bodhicitta. There you realize the ultimate bodhicitta. So ultimate bodhicitta is then everything is, as I mentioned, state of the emptiness. Mind free from all the dualities. Emptiness is not just mere empty, but is wisdom, realization of the emptiness. Mind free from the grasping, fixation, total pervasive like space. That's called ultimate bodhicitta. Okay. Time flies. Do you have any questions? Yes.
What's the connection between Buddha nature and bodhicitta?
Yes. Bodhicitta is the method to reveal the Buddha nature. See, when you practice bodhicitta, then it helps your mind to relax more, and then purifies all the mental obscurations. This ego, as mentioned, ignorance, attachment, aversion, so forth. This you see, that is getting close to Buddha nature. And at the end, the Buddha nature is, you see, when you realize, as mentioned, these 3 portions, when you realize the 3 portions non-exist. 3 portions are nothing but illusion that exists nowhere. That's the Buddha nature. You realize that through the first relative bodhicitta and absolute bodhicitta. And absolute bodhicitta unites with your Buddha nature. Yes.
You explained one passage from previous page that says, it's on the bottom of the first page, even if one believes one is experiencing good samadhi, even it's not the support for all conditions, one that lacks understanding of interdependence, such that not all experiences will arise as virtue.
Where?
It's in the overview, the second paragraph.
Overview. Last one?
Yeah, it's in the middle. Even if one believes.
In the middle. This the second paragraph? I mean the last paragraph.
The last paragraph of the.
Yeah, no one meditate in solitude if one is not pierced by devotion. One will not be able to give rise to confidence in the meaning of the essence. Even if one believes one is experiencing good samadhi, if it is not a support for all conditions, one then lacks this understanding of interdependence, such as that not all experiences will not rise as virtue. Even one may have such a good meditative state, But if you have lacking understanding of everything's interdependent, then you will not experience all the good qualities that's supposed to be. So you need such a mind free, such a free mind, not something lacking or absent something. Yeah. So here, try to, as I mentioned, they try to put together all the necessary conditions so that you can achieve enlightenment in one lifetime. Just chanting some mantras or some, some prayers and some, so I do this, lot of frustrations, I do these things. They are good, It's not saying they're bad, but it is incomplete to experience the Buddhahood in one lifetime. Okay.
Michelle, I think you're first if you're there.
Yeah, hi. I have a couple questions,
Okay.
but I'll try to, I have actually more than a couple, but I'll just break it down to two. Okay.
Yeah, first, one by one.
One, okay, I'll do this one. We talk about eventually that we need a non-conceptual mind.
Yeah, non-deceptible, yes.
Yeah, but then isn't reading and getting teachings and isn't that instilling concepts? When we read books, if we're planning concepts in our mind, if we're getting teachings, we're planning concepts, but aren't we ultimately supposed to go beyond all that if to have a non-conceptual mind?
Yeah, that's I think this morning I mentioned we need the three trainings. I mentioned three trainings. First of all, training of the moralities, and this you learn so much in the Vinaya system, how to avoid all the causes of the suffering, and how to gather all the causes for peace and happiness. You train your mind. Vinaya means training. Then, you have that, your mind is trained in this way, then your next step is the samadhi. It's mentioned, calm abiding the mind, how to calm the mind with many methods, mind put together, and relax your mind, make your mind one-pointed state. This is very important, make a condition of these things. And to do this, as I mentioned, you reflect on the impermanence of all phenomena. Everything stands to in nature. Nothing makes sense, to free from all this suffering. My point is, or Buddha's point, how to free from the suffering. So none of these things make sense. So then you bring your mind in one-pointed state. On that state of that's a condition. On the condition of that mind, then you kindle the wisdom mind. Means realization. This wisdom is not just regular wisdom. It's called cognitive special insight. Special insight kindle that on that samadhi meditative state. In other words, synchronize your mind with that samadhi and prajna. Then you see nothing exists independently. So through that, all your discursive thoughts will be disappear, dissolve into the wisdom of emptiness, you see. So you learn this step by step, okay?
Khenchen La, isn't it also sort of like that idea that you take a boat to the other shore, and then when you get to that shore, you ditch the boat? Because you no longer need the boat once you've reached a certain place.
So what you get rid of the boat?
Why? Because you've already landed at the other shore. You don't need the boat anymore, just like you may not need all the
Yes, you,
text.
you don't need the boat, but in this case, what you don't need, practice.
All the books and everything that that we are studying, which contain concepts, as she's saying.
You
For
mean
example, when
well, no,
Marpa,
just make a understanding. You don't need the 3 trainings.
you need them, but by then you've internalized them, so
Get
you
rid of
don't
all the 3 trainings.
know. But by then, no,
So
but
what I'm saying is you have to take the 3 training.
of course, I agree. But once you've internalized that, you don't need to hold on to the books anymore.
Yeah, books are books. Books are just reference,
Right, yes.
Yes, reference, yes. That, yes, books are just books, if one book, like this book, if you read by 100 people, every 100 people have their own experience.
Yes.
Then what is next? Your next question.
Michelle, can I go for number 2? The next question, Michelle, or you want to go on to Esther?
Oh, I thought he said only one question, so I'm sticking to one question.
Okay, I'll go next. Kempula, hello, Khenchen.
Yes.
So I'm not understanding a part of the text, and I think is before the page, before the last page we read. And there's a part where it's talking about the alchemy and the body turns into gold. And right below it, it says, is recommending to develop sadness.
No,
And
yours.
that is, I don't understand what it means.
Sadness. What do you mean sadness?
It was what it said on the text. These are the words. It is on the page right before the last one we read. I think at the top of the page, there is, unfortunately, these do not have, they're not numbered, so I couldn't get, no, it's not that one. Is that the last page we've read?
No,
There
just
is-
you just contemplate, okay? What is they're saying is look at all the sentient beings in the world. First of all, you're studying Dharma, the wisdom of the Buddha. And because of that, you see the condition of the sentient beings in the samsara. And they're suffering so much. And not only that, they just keep committing the cause of suffering. So you should feel kind of empathy, feeling of sadness, how sentient beings are going through. And then what is the real method, how to free these sentient beings? So the only way is just you have to cultivate bodhicitta, you see. So now here's so bodhicitta is alchemy. You as an ordinary person, regular person, ordinary person, if you practice bodhicitta, you can become bodhisattva. Like the alchemy,
Yeah.
the metals are transformed into gold by that alchemy. As the bodhicitta is the direct method how to transform yourself into the bodhisattva. Okay? So you just take the courage, you develop bodhicitta, and then practice that, and then you become bodhisattva. And through that, you get the benefit, and you will help all the sentient beings to free from samsara. Okay?
And then it says, one should hear the words not just at the relative level.
Yes, then you say, don't satisfy the relative level. Through the relative level, go ahead further to the ultimate.
Thank you.
Okay. Now please take that in the heart.
Yes. Uh, I think it's like when you see that you are attached to impermanence, then the seeds of compassion starts blooming.
Compassion.
Yes. It's like when you see that you are getting attached to impermanence, that everything is so impermanent, and you
Yes.
see it that you are attached to that, then the seeds of compassion in your heart start blooming.
Yes.
Yes, that's how I see what you're saying.
They're very good. Just look at, because of impermanent, it's encouraging you. You practice compassion. Okay. Suppose you don't know what compassion is about. Then you study about compassion and say, yes, I can practice compassion. It's impermanent. Okay. Then I can develop. If it is permanent, you cannot develop compassion. You cannot practice compassion. Since it is the impermanent, you can develop. First, you develop compassion and progress on the path, and then finally you can achieve Buddhahood.
Okay, thank you.
Now, any questions? Let's go. Okay, everybody's okay? How was the questions and answer? You have more and more? Yes. Yeah.
So, how do we connect this to the non-dual practice and then the practice of the bifold?
Well, this first one to practice is first of all, when you take refuge, it makes a proper vessel. Taking refuge, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, it makes the proper vessel to practice all those teachings of Buddha. You know how to appreciate Buddha, and you understand how Buddha is just Buddha came not just to create some religion, but Buddha came to help sentient beings, And then that's why, first of all, you understand we call Pe Sam Kom. Pe is hearing, reading books. So, first you hear from the teacher, read the books. Oh, this is what Buddha said. Then next is Sam, contemplate. What does it mean? What is about that? Like, what is about samsara? What's the cause of samsara? What's enlightenment is about? So first you hear that, you then contemplate, investigate, convince yourself. Then third is practice. So that's why we take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Okay. First, Buddha as a teacher, I take refuge in Buddha as a teacher. Then what Buddha taught, take refuge in Dharma. Then Sangha is who guides towards the enlightenment. So that's, you see, give you such a proper vessel to study, practice all the teachings and what we practice, Sometimes when you hear the example, Buddha is like the doctor, and Dharma is the medicine, and the Sangha is like the nurse. So doctor will prescribe to the patient what you need. You have this is a problem. So to get rid of that problem, you need to take this food. This food this medicine, don't eat this, don't eat that, will prescribe you all this. And then proscribe, the proscribe? What's that?
Prescribe the medicine.
No, proscribed, I'm saying.
Prohibit.
What to avoid?
Yeah, it's what not to do.
Prescription, prescribe means don't do. Don't eat this food, don't do these things, So Buddha said, don't do these things, do these things, not something Buddha is creating. No, Buddha is not creating some miserable to you, Buddha is not making you too trapped, instead, Buddha is helping you to free from all this dualistic suffering, So prescribed all the teachings, what to do, all this, and prescribed, avoid all this, like say, the 3 poisons they mentioned, how you have to purify all your poisons, mental poisons, because as long as you have this mental poison, you'll never will be happy, So like that. So then Dharma is what we have to do. That's what taking refuge in Dharma. And Sangha is like the nurse who help us how to do all those things, So then after the Vajrasattva was designed for purification, we need a lot of purification, you see. Our mental obscurations are so thick, sometimes doesn't make sense, I don't understand. I don't know why, Sometimes, as I mentioned, people practice Dharma for a few years and they give up. It's because of mental obscuration. They don't have enough fortune, good karma to study, practice Dharma. First they follow Dharma and they give up. It's so unfortunate. So that we need a lot of purification. More you purify, and then your mind becomes more clear and everything makes sense. So that's what all the design, this refuge practice, Vajrasattva, Mandala, Guru Yoga, all these are such important preparation. Okay.
We should finish the Nanjo first.
Oh.
We should finish the Nanjo practice.
Oh, yes. Yes. It's good for us, Sometimes people think, oh, this is too much. There's sometimes I heard some negotiations there nowadays. So nowadays, nowadays, life is so hectic. We can't finish all 100,000. This. What about like 10,000? I don't know how that will make the Dharma really good, practice. 그래서 수술을 당고도 몸이 의아하면서 the teachings is this is a negotiation. So I don't know how negotiation will do, help to maintain Dharma. See, we have to practice full. So, okay. Otherwise, everything's good. How was today's session? Good? Okay. So please, keep those things in the heart. First of all, as I mentioned, always appreciate yourself. Okay. Now I have to appreciate myself. Now I follow Buddha. I got opportunity to study, practice Dharma. I'm not really a successful Dharma practitioner, but still how Buddha's teaching is so precious, so precious. I just go forward. Okay. With this, first, please relax your body and mind. Just be here. Just look at the impermanence today, from this morning, now here, now. Just inhale fully the blessings of the Buddha into you. Inhale. And exhale all the stress. Once more, please inhale fully. And exhale. Once more, please inhale fully. And exhale. And then, as I mentioned, please, when you practice Dharma, don't expect anything. Simply just appreciate, rejoice. You know, as he mentioned, I will practice Dharma until I become Buddha. I will practice for the rest of my life. And I will practice Dharma just 24 hours. And I'm so fortunate. It's not because I'm a Buddhist, but generally where the wisdom lies, compassion of the Buddha. Now with this, we'll say some dedication prayers, and then all the virtues that we have accumulated to the dedicate for the enlightenment of Buddhahood. Appreciation beings, okay? Page 13, please open it.
You can go dedication. English. Page 13. 1 3.
Glorious, holy, venerable, precious, kind, root, divine assembly of Yidams and assemblies of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, heroes, and heroines, Yogini and assembly of Dakinis dwelling in the 10 directions, please heed me. By the power of this vast root of virtue, may I benefit all sentient beings through my body, speech, and mind. May the afflictions of desire, hatred, ignorance, pride, and jealousy not arise within my mind. May thoughts of fame, reputation, wealth, honor, and concern for this life not arise for even a moment. May my mind stream be moistened by loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta, and through that may I become a spiritual master with good qualities equal to the infinity of space. May I gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra in this very life. Even at death, may the torment of suffering not arise. May I not die with negative thoughts. May I not die confused by wrong view. May I not experience an untimely death. May I die joyfully and happily in the great luminosity of the mind as such, and in the pervasive clarity of Dharmata. May I, in any case, gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra at the time of death or in the bardo.
Page 21. This long life, which meant okay. 21. Karave Gorve Shinkam Su Pendan Deva Malun Jome Ne Cheren Sewan Denzi Jansu Ye Shapi Zende Vartu Denjuro Je Goncho Renchen Somji Ngowo Ni Jarten Ziba Truve Bekara Chang Donc, Sampo, Genji, Singzi, Ba, Chenen, Do, Garja, Shabden, Sho, Goncho, Somji, Demba, Ziba, La, Ngaji, Wancho, Jitun, Jambi, Yang, Tupten, Renchen, Ruhmen, Dingzi, Ba, Chuji, Nawa, Garja, Shabden, Sho, Papi yuna aryara deva xin dongkan chujian garji reisun chung jiken gombu tuksi chuden ba panden garjian gutsi garjara den Shuma tubi nurji parchu jen samtan gombi rangre nyakche do Hajarten suchen wombun jinsi ba kenchen gunshu jansen shabden sho 谢家滚在滚前求结结点着内拉王头这翁把人前把结点把身体把拉也着头上公边自就也。Yeah, thank you. Tomorrow morning teaching 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Khenchen Law.
Have a good dream.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you,
Thank
Khenchen.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Khenchen. You slapped my heart again. I still very bad person. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Khenchen. Tukche.
We love you, Khenchen.
Oh, the
Thank you, Khenchen.
this coffee, which is a teaching you can bring with you. Thank you.
Okay, let's let him go.
Or in the home, you read this again and again, thinking about that study for today's teaching.
Yeah, okay, thank you.